Hi guys, welcome to Little Tica and Big Eats. My name is Ariana. For those of you that know me, it's such a pleasure to see you again and thank you for joining in. And for those of you that don't, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Just a little note, this is my first episode. We might have some hiccups, but overall, I simply wanted to share with you what I do that makes me happy, which is cooking, and what I cook for my family any given day. And maybe see if you guys are interested and maybe you can partake, join in, cook the same thing. If you have any questions, comments, please make sure to put them under this video. And well, let's get rolling. Today we will be cooking fried chicken parts using my air fryer. I love it, it's so easy. And we're also going to be making some roasted vegetables. I already have the oven going at 425 and my sheet pan covered in foil. As well as just a little bit of plain rice, white rice, with a little peppers and onions. It is a family favorite. So let's get started. So guys, first we are going to start with our roasted vegetables. By the way, depending on whatever time it is for you and how accessible it is for you, crack a beer open, try to enjoy this, play some music, really brings your soul back. Now, these are my two favorite knives. This one is the bigger one, and this one is the one that really fits in my hands. I always try to be as careful as possible. It's been years of cooking. I definitely have cut myself before. That hurts. So let's be very cautious with what we're doing. Also, for the sake of the video, I do have some gloves. We will be dealing with vegetables and then we'll be dealing with poultry afterwards. So we'll be switching our gloves as well. Now, let's start. I want a mix of veggies. I love almost every vegetable that there is. Now I have pre-washed them and I'm going to start slicing now. Toss that back there. I love a big working space, always. After we chop up our veggies, we're going to put them right back into the bowls that they were in. Let's try to reuse these dishes and not build a pile. That we'll have to do later. I love cooking, but I'll be honest with you, I don't love doing the dishes. That's when my daughter and my husband come into play. Right. Perfect. Now my mushrooms, I love to leave those the size they are because they do bake a lot faster. So we're gonna leave these whole. Carrots, we're using the baby carrots. They're little enough, so there's no need to chop them. Unless you use big carrots, then of course we must. I love using these baby potatoes. Perfect little bites, no cutting, no chopping, no anything. Cilantro, I do like to chop it and mix it into the vegetables as I mix the seasonings and the oil in it. Now, what we will have to chop, let's clean this off. Broccoli is quite messy. Boom. We do have to chop the pepper. Now, this pepper has two purposes. About 3/4 of this pepper is going to go into the roasted vegetable pan. And the last quarter is going to be finely chopped for the rice so you can flavor it a little bit. So we're going to leave that little quarter. I'll leave that there. Oh yeah, let's make sure we remove the sticker. Does that happen to anyone? Everyone's enjoying the food, it's delicious, and from a distance, you see the sticker, somebody's biting into it. Ah, kills me. Okay, beautiful. Gonna get rid of that. I always just throw everything into the sink, clean it out afterwards. So now, we're gonna slice this pepper into some nice little chunks, you know, kind of big enough to be consistent with the size of the broccoli or the bigger veggies, so that we may cook them at an even temperature. Yeah, we're just gonna start tossing these into the broccoli. Why not? These are chopped already. Okay. This is really by far one of the easiest meals I can ever make, and also tasty. Okay, now, I love little onions because they fit in my hands. I have had accidents with bigger onions where my knife has slipped, and I really don't want to go through that. I want this to remain fun. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I really don't love the first layer of an onion. Even after you peeled it, I still try to just remove it, and I work with the rest. Garbage. Chopped it. We're gonna chop it here too, on the other end, so that now we may slice it into halves. I like the size, so now what we're gonna do is just slice those halves into halves. So what we've done is slice the onion into quarters. It's a small onion, so that's the perfect size. Same thing with this onion. We're going to chop the top, peel the first layer back. We don't want to work with that one. Okay. Sometimes it's a little struggle. We're going to cut the other end off. We're going to slice this in half, in quarters. Goes right into the bowl of mixed veggies that are already chopped. So now, we're going to go ahead, remove this cutting board and the knife. Let's make a little more space. And we are going to grab our cookie sheet. Let's remove this pepper. We'll need it later. For the sake of making this even easier, because that's the name of the game, we're going to use this basket and bowl. I get it from ShopRite, and it's a non-stick cooking spray, but it's coconut oil. Coconut oil will allow your food to cook at higher temperature and not burn it like olive oil does. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of olive oil, but if you're using high temperatures, you really don't want your vegetable to get ruined. Your vegetables, your food. So we're just going to spray this on the pan. Be careful because this one sprays everything and really strong. Now, we're going to go ahead and start putting our veggies in here. Again, just get rid of every dish that you've used. Get it out of your way so that we may enjoy this without there being so much around us. Now the onions, you are going to want to maybe separate a little bit to make sure that they all get coated with coconut oil and seasonings. I love this, guys. I got to find a way to put the music on, but I'm learning, but it'll work. Okay. Okay. The big bowl that has the broccoli and the peppers. Now, usually I want the veggies to actually touch the bottom of the cooking sheet, and for the most part, these will. But let's grab some napkins. But I'm trying to use a smaller pan. This is super easy. We're gonna coat them again. There you go. Take a sip. Refreshing. And now we're gonna use our seasonings. You're gonna find a lot of these seasonings are similar. I do like to keep sort of the same taste in the dish, especially this one. So we're gonna start with paprika. Go ahead and just sprinkle that over. A little spice. Then, one of my favorites, Soul Seasoning. And it's Mimi's products. I get it in ShopRite. Oh my God, game changer. Especially if you don't have Goya, this really does the trick. I do have Goya, but it's become a favorite. Ground onion, I still sprinkle it in, though we have onions in here. We have some garlic. Never kills to use the garlic. Salt. Pepper as well. I do find that there's a different flavor between regular like black pepper and paprika, so I use both. And how could we not? I'm still very Hispanic. We're gonna use Goya. A little bit of the chicken stock. And we're gonna mix that all in. Let's mix it in. Oh, we lost the potato. That's fine, we have plenty. We're gonna mix that in. You're gonna start to feel that everything is very coated. Okay. With coconut oil and seasonings. We lost the carrot now, but it's okay. There we are. I keep spraying it as long as I, see the vegetables a little like, shiny. That means they're covered with this oil just enough to continue to cook evenly. Well, to cook evenly. Ooh, pardon. Little more, little more. I'm losing potatoes left and right. Okay. See? And now everything is just nicely coated. Now we are going to try to lay these out and we are going to throw these into the oven for 425 for about 30 minutes. We're still going to mix them a little bit again and use a fork to poke. Sometimes some of these veggies cook a lot faster than you expected, okay? I know some recipes can be misleading with that, so just always keep an eye, So we're going to remove these now. I'm going to make sure I put these in the oven, and we're going to move to part 2, which is now going to be let's get the chicken ready. Okay, now we've moved on to the chicken. So, first things first. I purchased this chicken yesterday, which means it was defrosted. It was a griller pack, again from ShopRite, and it had 2 breasts and 4 legs. What I did was I soaked it in a salt water bath in a bowl like this one. Throw the pieces in there. Throw salt in there, enough until the water is salty, right? Add that water, make sure it's nice and salty. And then let the chicken sit in there. I did it overnight because I find that it really makes it juicy. Even after I've thrown it in the air fryer to cook, when we cut into it, the juices run. It's beautiful. So, after that, the next morning, you're gonna pull the chicken out, you're gonna drain it, try to get as much water out as possible because we're about to coat it with vegetable and we want it to stick. So now, this is the chicken that has now been drained. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put, first and foremost, the breast. I like working on the breast first. They're a bigger piece of poultry and they're my favorite. Now, we're gonna grab some paper towels. Let's wipe these hands and do that right. We'll have to touch these and wipe them down later, but it's okay. In the meantime, I have already rotated these vegetables. They do have 9 minutes left, and like I said, sometimes it can take only 30 or a little more, so we're gonna figure that out in a little bit. But let's work with the chicken. We're going to spray it with the coconut oil again, even the bowl. Perfect. Here's a favorite for me though. I use Italian dressing. The acidity really helps it, the vinegar in there as well. So we're gonna just pour a tiny bit over it. Just a tiny bit. And once again, we're going in with the paprika. We're going in with the soul food seasoning. Again, I can't tell you how amazing and tasty this is. Just don't overdo it because it might get salty. Learn that one. Onion. Garlic. Little salt, not too much. It already is tasty inside because it's sat in the salt water. And definitely, we're going to do some pepper. A little bit of this pack. Note that I've only used one pack for all the foods. We don't want to over sodium this food either, okay? I'm going to shake it up, shake it up. Oh, you know what I forgot? We need basil leaves. I love them. I love the smell. But also, it allows me to see how well the seasonings have spread throughout. So, we're going to start rubbing this in. If you're like me, you want the flavor inside and under the skin. I do leave the skin because it's my daughter's favorite part. She likes it when it's crunchy. She eats it with the rice. Okay, we're going to spin that a little bit. Really, really mix those seasonings and really get them all over the chicken breast. Let's coat them. These have bone on them. I do love that. I find that they're bigger and they dry a lot less than the boneless ones. But, you know, your preference, really. Okay, you see how beautiful that is? Let's show you. This chicken is now beautifully coated. I'm going to show you. I love that smell. And let's just move over to this bowl. Now, I'm just going to pick up the seasoning that was in here. Because I don't want to over season it. I really do like just some flavor. And again, it's hard to control your intake on sodium when it makes everything taste delicious. Sadly, there are some other good choices, and as the channel continues, we'll find them. There are other ways to cook just as tasty, but lighter. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Everything is beautifully coated. Ooh, a sprinkle. Gorgeous. Now, we're going to put this to the side for a moment. But then, so we can check the veggies. Now we still have 6 minutes, 5 minutes now on the veggies. So you know what? Let's go ahead and use our air fryer. For the air fryer, it's at 350. It's already been preheated for 5 minutes. And we're going to throw only the things that fit. If you have a 6-quart one, I think you can fit all the pieces, but I have a 3-quart one because I have a 3-people household. I'm gonna put that there. We're gonna put this here. I'm gonna show you guys. So see, the breast alone take up all the space. There's no point in trying to pile it on. Go like that. Just hug it a little bit. It's gonna do a good job. And we're going to turn the knob over to 25 minutes. Sometimes it may take longer because it's on the bone. Again, we continue to check it. We're going to transfer now all the legs into the smaller bowl because there's no point in keeping the bigger bowl out here and taking up space. There you go. Let's pile them on. Okay, guys, so that was the chicken. And next, we are going to move along to the rice, which is the most basic part, I think, of this dish. All right, guys, quick note. I have pulled out the vegetables. There was 2 minutes left to them. I just want to check them out and see how they're doing. Get your oven gloves. Don't burn yourself. So now I am poking with my fork, and I realize that it's still getting stuck, isn't it? That was the broccoli. What about the carrots? Let's see. Pretty good. What about the mushrooms? Oh, those are nice and soft. See, that's why we leave them whole. Potatoes? No. We need a little longer. I'm gonna gamble and say that we need about maybe 7 more minutes. Let's try it out. Let's put that timer on. 7 minutes. And now we can move on to the rice. Let's keep posted. The vegetables went back in for another 7 minutes. So we have 1 minute left. We're going to be pulling those out to check on them. The air fryer right now has about 15 to 16 minutes left. Let's look at the chicken real fast. It's looking tasty, isn't it? And now, I'm just going to put this back in here, let it keep cooking. I do have the water boiling for the rice. I am only making 1 cup of rice because it feels like for us it goes a long way. Now, for the rice, I love spraying a little coconut oil in there. I've noticed that coconut oil makes it so much more moist and it doesn't stick as much to the pan. Now, while that's boiling, we're going to chop our little pepper. Oh my God, let's remember the sticker. There you go. It's gone. Okay. And we're just going to use my baby size knife. It's the one I feel safest with. And we're just going to chop this pepper. We're going to chop just enough. You might not need the whole quarter of it. We're going to clear out any parts that we don't like. Now we're going to fold these fingers and we're going to just chop, chop, chop. And we're going to toss them into the boiling water. It really releases a lot of flavor while the water is boiling. Oh, there goes our timer for the veggies. So let's toss that into the boiling water. Like I said, I'm only making 1 cup of rice, so I only needed 1.5 cups of water. It's basmati rice to be exact, my favorite. Let's grab our little oven gloves, safety first. And we are going to pull out these vegetables, which, wow, they look beautiful. I think they're almost done. Oh, they're done. Beautiful. Look at these babies. You see, oh, it's smoking. So let's put those here. And let's remember to shut down the oven. Let's stop the timer, shut down the lights. It'll start cooling. Now, we're going to move over to the cilantro. Let's not forget that. We're going to slice a little bit of it. I definitely find the cilantro gives food such good flavor. By the way, if you don't have cilantro, use dill. Dill is also very fragrant. It's really good. It's a beautiful green. We're just going to put that right into our pot with the peppers in that boiling water. Now the water should be at a rolling boil at this point. So we're going to just go ahead and mix in the peppers and the cilantro. There you go. And so you guys can see it. We're going to go ahead and grab that very carefully. And just sprinkle a little salt. For me, enough to flavor it, but not too much, right? A little pepper, why not? And a little garlic. Put that right there. A little garlic. And a little onion. It's still going to be a very simple basmati white rice, but it's still going to be very tasty and it'll go very well with the rest of the food that we're making. The flavor really lies in the chicken and the vegetables. Okay, let's see. Now, we're going to let this boil again. And by the way, for me, it's already boiling. So as you can see, I have a measured cup of rice here. I'm going to put it right into the water. And now, it's pretty easy. We're just going to lower the flame to the lowest amount. We're going to put the top on the pot. And we're going to put our timer on for 11 minutes exactly. Boom. Mix. Water's still boiling. Beautiful. It's working out. Just make sure we bring that again to a nice little rolling boil. It might take like a minute or 30 seconds. We're in a rolling boil, so we're going to put the top on. We're going to lower this fire or flame. There you go. And we are going to go ahead and put our timer on for 11 minutes. When that goes off, your rice is done. And coincidentally, the chicken will be too. I like cooking everything at the same time. It shortens things. It shortens the time that it takes to cook. It allows me to do other things in my schedule. It did take me a while to get to this point where I could cook so many things at the same time. But we'll all get there. We'll get there, and these meals will be quick. See you soon. Okay, guys, now the rice just went off. So let's take it off that timer. Let's turn off the heat. Let's bring that right over so you guys can see it. Oh, let's grab our board. We never want to put this directly on the counter. Let's grab a spoon and let's see what it looks like. So far, this is what the rice should look like. You see all those peppers, cilantro, everything sitting on top. We're going to cut into that right there. Right now, it might feel like the rice is still moist after 11 minutes. It's not. It's the coconut oil actually glistening. And it has maintained a lot of its moisture, which is nice. So what I do now is I let it sit open without the top. Let it cool down. Everything gets absorbed. We don't want to overcook the rice because then it becomes mushy. Let's toss this into our mess, which we'll deal with later. Now, the chicken is about to go off. It's been in there for 25 minutes. Let's take a look at it. Like 2 seconds away from done. Ooh. Oh, I like that crispy skin right there. Let's grab our little trusty knife. Let's grab a fork. And let's cut into this. Let's see if the juices run clear. If they're running a little pink, you need to throw it back in. Wow, they're very clear right now. Let's go into the next one. Ooh, that one looks like it could use a little more. So this is what we're going to do. Respray the top. We don't want it burning too much. Again, I leave the skin on A because my daughter likes it. She likes it crispy. But also, the skin kind of protects the chicken under so it's not burning the chicken. So we're going to put it back. And I'm going to estimate that maybe we should put it in for another 7 minutes. At 7 minutes, it should be good. We're able to pull it out, put it on a dish, and chicken continues to cook afterwards for a couple of minutes. So it'll continue to cook while it's just sitting out here. And we will throw our legs in, because remember, not the whole thing fit. If you have a 3-quart air fryer, then you'll need to do this twice. But if you have a 6-quart air fryer, you'll just be able to throw all the chicken in at the same time. Whatever works for you. Like I said, we're a 3-people family. So it works for us to use this one. Alright guys, now we have the rice, the vegetables ready, and they're cooling. And all we gotta do is wait for the chicken. So what I like to do at this time is start picking out my stuff, put it away. I'll clean out the dishes, I'll put them in the dishwasher. And this was such a relaxing and nice light cooking experience with the little dance breaks. If you were able to have a drink, that was cool too. And I just want to thank you all for your time during this entire thing. I'm going to figure out if you guys prefer the long videos or if you want like maybe a voiceover and music. Please comment under and let me know, okay? But we will be right back to show you what the finished dish looks like. Thank you so much.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
We got that
Who made the
sauce.
sauce?
I made the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Okay.
Don't tell me you've tasted
Anything like this.
Don't tell me you felt this fire on your lips. Sexy body like a rubbing on you, yeah, rubbing off. Steaming this out, you gonna wanna put some ice on my body. I got the recipe, hit 100 degrees. Better get on your knees, you gon' have you begging for my love. My love, my love, I'll have you begging for my love. My love.
Who got the sauce?
I got the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the
Alexa,
sauce.
stop. We got the sauce and the flavor today. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. Like you can see, I like putting everything in its own container. And then what I'll do later on is when everyone's ready to eat, pull it out, heat it up, we're ready. Dinner time becomes more, and it's my favorite part out of all of this. Dinner time becomes a lot less about serving and a lot more about talking, enjoying each other's company. It's really my favorite part of cooking. When we all sit together and we all hang out, we all enjoy good food. It's nutritious for us. And in a sense, I feel like that's all I can ever bring to the table for anybody that I love, for my family. It's some good food and some good conversation. I hope this helped you guys. Thank you so much for being part of this first episode. I really appreciate it. Enjoy. I'll see you again, hopefully,